The Book Am-Duat. Chapter 12. Duat, then Neteru. The majesty of this great god takes up his position in this circle, which is the uttermost limit of thick darkness, and this great god is born in his form of Kepra in this circle. Am-Nut and Nu are in this circle for the birth of this great god when he comes forth from the Duat and takes up his position in the Matet boat, and when he rises up from the thighs of Nut. The name of the gate of this city is then Neteru. The name of this city is Keeper Kikiukaumestu. The name of the hour of the night in which this god comes into being is Masa Nefertra. Above the whole scene is a line of hieroglyphics, which describes it as, the hidden circle in the Duat in which this great god is born. He comes forth into the pool of Nu, and he takes up his place in the body of Nut. Whosoever shall make a copy of it according to the copies which exist in writing upon the east wall of the palace, and shall know it upon earth, it shall act as a magical protector for him both in heaven and upon earth. In the middle register are, 1. The boat of the sun, in which stands the god under a canopy formed by the body of the serpent Mehen, on his head are horns and a disc. In the forepart of the boat is the beetle of Kepra, which takes the place of the solar disc that rested on the prow of the boat in the 11th hour. The text reads, this great god in this picture journeys along through the city by means of the faithful servants of this hidden image Neteru. His gods draw him along by a cord, and he entered his tail and comes forth from his mouth and comes to the birth under the form of Kepra, and the gods who are in his boat do likewise. He takes up his place on the face of the hidden image of the horn of the sky at the end of the thick darkness, and his hands seal lip the Duat. Then this great god takes up his position in the eastern horizon of heaven, and Shu receives him, and he comes into being in the east. 12 gods, who are occupied in towing along the boat of the sun, each with his head turned behind him and looking at the boat. Their names are 1. Haru, 2. Shemsu, 3. Neith, 4. Bek, 5. Oenku f. 6. Sebahu f. 7. Aharer, 8. Amqui, 9. Nebamak, 10. Seki, 11. Heknekmu, 12. O. The text which refers to these reads, those who are in this picture draw this great god through the tail of the serpent Neteru. The loyal servants of Ra who are in his following are the product of his hands, and they are born on the earth each day after the birth of this great god in the eastern portion of the sky. They enter this hidden image of Neteru in the form of loyal servants, and they come forth in the renewed forms of Ra every day. When they stay on the earth it is an abomination to them to utter the name of the god. 3. The monster serpent Neteru. 4. 12 goddesses, who are occupied in towing the boat of the sun through the body of the serpent Neteru. Each has her head turned behind her and is looking at the boat. Their names are 1. Stat 2. Keruchit, 3. Kaith, 4. Spert Neterus 5. Nedumt, 6. Nebcheta, 7. Hedit, 8. Ankheterman, 9. Karat-Tep, 10. Hetepemkates 11. Bet-Neteres 12. Tisarabt. Text serpent reads, those who are here are they who have their bodies, and they come forth in the following of this great god into heaven. This is the hidden image of the serpent Neteru, which is by his den in the Duat, and he rests in his place every day. This great god speaks to him in his name of Na, and the space covered by his forepaws and legs is 1,300 cubits long. He lives upon the sound of the rumblings of the earth. The servants who are loyal to his service come forth from his mouth every day. The text relating to the 12 goddesses reads, those who are in this picture take the towing rope of the boat of Ra when it comes forth from the serpent Neteru, and they tow this great god into the sky, and lead him along the ways of the upper sky. It is they who make to arise in the sky gentle winds and humid breezes, and it is they who order those who live upon earth to place themselves in the great boat in the sky. In the upper register are 1. 12 goddesses, each of whom stands upright, and bears on her shoulders a serpent which belches forth fire from its mouth. Their names are 1. Nefertkau, 2. Kaithut-en-Ra, 3. Netzasheshta, 4. Neferthertept, 5. Sochitatabai-Pet 6. Hatemtauyes 7. Cat MC Puis 8. Sekatemkues 9. Hot mcpues 10. Kathonk f 11. Pert mop 12. Neteru. The text reads, those who are in this picture with their own bodies, and from whom their uriae emerge, are in the following of this great God when he sets out for this city. They follow this God, and the flames which issue from their mouths drive away Apep on behalf of Ra into the hall of the east of the horizon. They journey round about the upper heavens in his following remaining in their places, and they restore these gods after this great God have passed by the hidden chamber of the sky, and then they take up their positions again in their own houses. They give pleasure to the hearts of the gods of Am-tat through Ra-Harukut, and their work upon the earth is to drive away those who are in the darkness by the flames of their uriae which are behind them, and they guide Ra along, and they smite Apep for him in the sky. 12 gods, each of whom stands upright, and has both hands raised in adoration before him. Their names are 1. Nebonk, 2. He, 3. Nebe, 4. Am-Duat, 5. Nechemab, 6. Ham, 7. Uab, 8. Hanu, 9. Sensat, 10. Matepu Neteru, 11. Thestepu Neteru, 12. Hikanu. The text reads, those who are in this picture sing praises to this great God from dawn, when he takes up his position in the hall of the east of the sky. They say to Ra, O you who are the producer of your own birth, who do bring into being your own being, Lord of homage of every soul. Heaven belongs to your soul, which takes up its place therein, and the earth belongs to your body, you Lord of homage. You sail over the horizon, you take up your place in your shrine, the gods and their bodies praise you. Descend you into the sky and take you your two souls through your magical protectors. The work of these gods in the Duat is to praise this great God, and they stand in this city and they count the gods of the country of Mafkat. They descend to earth before Ra after he have taken up his position in the sky and does rise upon the eyes of mankind in their circles. In the lower register are, 1. The god Nu, holding the scepter and ankh in his left and right hand respectively. 2. The goddess Nut, holding the scepter and ankh. 3. The god Hahu, holding the scepter and ankh. 4. The goddess Hehut, holding the scepter and ankh. 5. The god Tibai, man-headed, and holding an oar, or paddle. 6. The god Kashafshef, man-headed and holding a paddle. 7. The god Nawi, crocodile-headed, and holding a paddle. 8. The god Anai, with the heads of two birds, and holding a paddle. 9. The deity Nesmakef, in the form of a serpent, which pours forth fire from its mouth. 10. The god Nibaku, man-headed, and holding a paddle. 11. The god Kentithethef, man-headed, and holding a paddle. 12. The god Ahab, man-headed, and holding a paddle. 13. The god Duwati, man-headed, and holding a paddle. 14 to 23. 10 gods, each with his hands raised in adoration. Their names are 1. Tezku, 2. Themari, 3. Akibu, 4. Sekenu, 5. Urmanu, 6. Kenurman, 7. Bunay, 8. Kuri, 9. Athep, 10. Am-Neter. The texts relating to these gods read, 1. Those who are in this picture in their own bodies join themselves to Ra in the sky to receive this great God at his coming forth among them in the east of the sky each day. They themselves belong to their halls of the horizon, but the forms which they have in the Duat belong to this circle. 2. Those who are in this picture with their paddles drive Apep to the back of the sky, after the birth of the god. Their work is to hold up the great disk in the eastern horizon of the sky every day. Behold the serpent Senmakef, which burns up the enemies of Ra at the dawn. These gods go around about the heights of heaven in the following of this great God every day, and they receive their protection for this circle. 3. Those who are in this picture are behind the image of Asar, who is over the thick darkness. These are the words which this God says to them after this great God have journeyed by it. Life to you, O you who are over the darkness. Life to you in all your majesty. Life to you, O governor of Am-tat Asar, who are over the beings of Am-tat. Life to you. Life to you. O you who are over the Duat, the winds of Ra are to your nostrils, and the nourishment of Keeper is with you. You live, and you live. Hail to Asar, the Lord of the living, that is to say, of the gods who are with Asar, and who came into being with him the first time. Those who are behind this hidden image in this circle in which he lives have their nourishment from the words of this God in their own Duat. For, he who is in this picture in the invisible form of Heru in the thick darkness, is the hidden image which Shu lifts up beneath the sky, and Gebuar comes forth in the earth in this image. 24. The end of the Duat, which is represented by a semicircular wall or border formed of earth and stones, or perhaps granite. At the middle point of this border is the disk of the sun which is about to rise on this world, and joined to it is the head of the image of Shu, with his arms stretched out along the rounded border of the Duat. Above his head is the beetle, symbol of Keeper, who has emerged from the boat of the sun god.